You want to be a millionaire? In this video, I'm going to show you how I went from being dead broke to a millionaire just a few short years. Let's go. In 2016, I decided to take a business that I had started and partner with somebody to continue to grow that business. That relationship soured over time. We just had different views, different values, which is fine. And I ended up losing that business and losing all of the money I had worked for. I worked for a couple years, didn't really make any money, and I came out of that and I had no money. I didn't have any money. And then I went into a lawsuit and didn't really have any money. I had to pay the attorney with a credit card. I was living in an apartment that I really couldn't afford, was making no money. I was pretty scared. I didn't really have any money, and at that time I had to even move in with family just because I couldn't afford rent. And this was only a few short years ago. So that was 2016. This happened in 2017. And it was only a few years that I was able to pull myself out of that and reach that millionaire status. And the truth is, reaching millionaire status, it's really not about luck. It's about strategy and mindset. And in this video, I want to walk you through how you can do that exact thing. My name is Mike Fritz. I'm the founder of Power Up Real Estate, Titanium Capital Investments. On this channel, we help people just like you build wealth, grow your life, start businesses, buy real estate. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and smash that subscribe button so you join our family of entrepreneurs that are making a difference. And also turn on the bell notification so you get notified when we're doing videos, which is nearly every single day. This video is brought to you by our free ebook, How to Manage Money and Create Wealth. And I want to give you a free copy of that today so you can see how you can start managing your money better and creating wealth and hit that millionaire status. But there's a couple things I became obsessed with after I lost everything that led me to that millionaire status. The very first thing was I became obsessed with personal development. I became obsessed with figuring out what separated the successful from unsuccessful. I had been just grinding since 2012 to 2017, traveling, speaking for a few $1,000s here, a few $1,000s there as a speaker. People thought I was so successful because I was on stages all the time, and my bottom line wasn't that high, and I was grinding and working. And then there were people that weren't working that hard, making 30 times what I was making. So I got to thinking, what separates the successful from unsuccessful people? I became obsessed with that question. And until you become obsessed with that question, you're not going to do it. I'm just going to love on you and tell you the truth. You're not going to do it till you become obsessed with the separator. What separates the wealthy and what separates the successful from the poor and unsuccessful. What is the separator? And in this video, I'll walk you through what I did. But the first thing I did is I became obsessed with personal development, and that's what you should do as well. By the way, the biggest difference I see between the successful and the unsuccessful is the successful believe in what's called the principle of slight edge. It's a principle that my coach taught me years ago. And the principle of slight edge is that I should be growing every single day in something. So they go to events just for that one little idea that they could tweak their business for massive success. They believe everybody could teach them just a little something, right? And so the biggest differentiator is they're obsessed with personal development. The fact you're watching this video tells me you've got a little bit in that of you already, maybe a lot of that inside of you. So I want to congratulate you for that. Make sure you stick around to the end, and I'm going to walk you through the rest of these so you understand what pulled me out of that. But the first thing is I became obsessed with reading books of personal development that changed my mindset, changed the way I thought about money, changed the way that I acted around money, and it really changed who I was. But I'll tell you this, I used to be what's called a tactic junkie. A tactic junkie. I went to all these events and conferences, and I'm just like, tell me the tactics, tell me what to do so I can be successful. But then I noticed something. I noticed that I was doing the same tactics as another person, and they were way more successful. So what made them more successful than me when I was doing the tactics? So in personal development, and my wife helped me learn this a lot, is there's not as much important on the tactic as there is on the person. You have to become the kind of person that's ready for the kind of success you want. And you have to become the kind of person that can create the success you want. Success is attracted by mindset, and it's also repelled by mindset. So you could be doing the right things with a success repellent mindset and be pushing success away at every turn. Or you could be doing some of the right things, not the right things, but have a success attraction or a magnetic mindset and success just flooding into your door. That's what shifted me from broke to millionaire status, as I became an attractant. And I learned that I need to work on who I am, my belief systems, my thinking, my subconscious mind. What are my thoughts? What am I thinking about? What words am I speaking? All of that needed to change. So what I did, yeah, that probably could have been tweaked a little bit, but who I was what really needed to change. The reason that I had that crash and burn is because I was the kind of the person that drew crash and burn. I needed to draw growth and expansion, and I had to become the kind of person that could do that. The only way you can do that is become obsessed with personal development. Number two is I became obsessed with leverage. I became obsessed with leverage. What leverage means is you can leverage the other people's money to invest in real estate. You can leverage other people's knowledge to build your business. You can leverage other people's skills to grow things that you couldn't because you're not skilled at that. Leverage is when you're able to tap into somebody else's power in order to grow your own position. That's leverage. And it can be leveraging money, it can be leveraging time, it can be leveraging people's skills. And this isn't the idea of using people. It's the idea of allowing people and things to do what they were meant to do and do what you weren't really created to do. And so I became obsessed with leverage. Not only how do I use other people's money to grow my wealth, how do I use other people's skills to grow my wealth, their time to grow my wealth. I became obsessed with leveraging that which I was not. I'm not a great detail person. I need somebody to run the details, or else I'm going to crash and burn. I'm more of a visionary. And so I want other detail people to be on my team that are really good at what they do. I'm not. So I began to leverage people's gifts and skills. To become a millionaire and to grow in that status, you got to learn the game of leverage. You've got to learn how to leverage money, how to take money, take $1, invest it in something that will pay you back $2. That's leverage. You're leveraging that asset. When I invest in real estate, I'm leveraging that asset to pay me back month after month after month. When I borrow money from the bank, I'm leveraging money from the bank to invest in real estate that pays me month after month after month. When I partner with private investors, I'm leveraging private money to buy real estate that pays me month after month after month. We're looking at buying a business and we're leveraging lending to come in and take out most of that loan where we don't even have to come to the table with much money. So the idea is leveraging people, time, resources, money in order to grow your position and allow those people, things, money, assets to do what they were meant to do. Become obsessed with leverage. The third thing is I became obsessed with purpose. I became obsessed with purpose. The reason I crashed and burned in 2017 is I really loved money. And I'll tell you what, I love making money and I love growing businesses. But when you love money, there's even a verse in the Bible, the love of money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is an innate object that can't really do anything until somebody tells it what to do. Money is just an energetic unit that you trade for something of value. That's all money is. It really doesn't have a mind of its own. It needs a person to deploy it, and it reflects your mind. So if it goes away from your bank account and you're poor, it's because your mindset's throwing it away. If it's always coming into your bank account and you're wealthy, it's because your mindset's putting it there. Money's just an energetic unit. But when you love and pursue it, you'll most likely be the most miserable person in the world. I have people in my life that I know that have lots of money, huge houses, big estates, and they're miserable because money doesn't bring happiness. Purpose brings happiness. Now, I will tell you this, often when you're always struggling to pay the bills, it's really, really tough to feel free and feel like you can actually pursue your purpose. That's why I want to help you fix that money game. But let's say you want to be a millionaire. Why? My wife and I came up with a statement in our life that our life statement is to have the freedom to give and the freedom to live. The freedom to give and the freedom to live. And those two things are very important to us. The freedom to give means anybody inside of our inner circle of influence that has a real need, we will be able to meet financially. There's never going to be a need inside that family that we can't help out and meet. So that's the freedom to give. I want the freedom to give to our church. That's really important to us. We want the freedom to tithe to our church so that they can continue to expand and build schools in Africa and do the things that really make a difference in people's lives. I want to be able to give. I don't want to see a need that I can't be a part of meeting. And then I want the freedom to live. I want the freedom to, I have nephews all over the country, 3 different states, and I want to be able to travel and see them. I want to be able to go and see them. I want my wife and I to be able to travel up to Palm Springs and chill for a week. I want the freedom to live. Or if I feel like I've been called to go make a difference in some side of the country or world, I don't want money to stop me from doing that. That's what I became obsessed with, is that purpose. Now the purpose of the freedom to give and the freedom to live is why I do what I do. It's to be able to give. So why do I do this channel and give and give and give value in hundreds of videos to be able to help you? It's because I want to give. I have the freedom to give to you and help people grow their lives. For you, what's your purpose? What are you doing this for? Because if you don't nail that down, you'll always be struggling with what's next and always struggling with, man, I tried it and it's not working, and you'll create a lot of frustration and anxiety in your life rather than just joy and freedom. What are you doing this for? Make sure you answer that question. Maybe if you're married, meet with your spouse. If you have a significant other, meet with them, meet with your family. Tell them why, have a meeting with all your family. What are we about? When people come into our home, what are we about? That will drive this, because there's days I wake up and, man, I don't want to go and look at another property. I've looked at 100 this week, but then I get to thinking, freedom to give, freedom to live. This is your purpose. This is about purpose for me. So I became obsessed with purpose, and that's one of the things that hockey sticked, as they call it, skyrocketed our success past that 7-figure net worth. And this is what I want to help you do, but you can't do it without a purpose. If you try to get money without a purpose, once you get money, you'll still be miserable. And that's what I don't want to happen. So become obsessed with your purpose. The fourth thing is I became obsessed with understanding money. I became obsessed with understanding how money worked. What were the principles that drove money away? What were the principles that attracted money to your life? What were the principles that the wealthy did with their money? What did they buy? What didn't they buy? There's an old statement by Jim Rohn. Poor people have big TVs, rich people have big libraries. And it's the idea that rich people are learners. It's like, teach me, teach me, teach me. That's what you do to grow your life. You've got to be a learner, right? So the idea is you have to understand how money works and become obsessed with learning where does money trade? How do I make more of it? And I will tell you this as a side note. Money trades on the foundation of value. You want to make more money, you have to add more value. As Dean Graziosi said on a podcast one time, and it changed the way I saw everything. If you want your income to go up, you have to increase the size of problem you solve in the world. You get paid for the size of problem you solve. The bigger problems you solve, the more money you make. I was in a situation one time with one of my investors, had what's called a 1031 exchange. It's where they move money over to another property and they can defer taxes. And he had about 400,000. It was 700,000 total, but this specific project was about 400,000. We needed to change, and 3 days before closing, the whole deal fell apart. He would have had to pay about $150,000 in taxes had I not figured out a solution for this. So I got in there, I figured it out, and I got it to where we were able to close in time. And I got 50% of that deal for not putting any money into the project. 50% for not using any of my own money because I'm paid for the size of problems I solve. It's the same with you. You have to understand money works and trades on the importance of value. You want more money, you got to solve bigger problems. So I became obsessed with how money works, because the way money works is what I needed to change. I needed money to work for me, not me always working for my money. And that leads me to the last, adding value to people. I became obsessed with how to add value to people. And of course, that's what trades money. That's what makes money move. So let's say your net worth right now is $50,000. You know, if you sold your house, you have $50,000 of equity in your home, but that's really all the asset you have. Or you have a 401k and this, if you add up everything you had, you have 100,000 or 200,000. How do you take that to $1 million? You take it to $1 million by making sure you follow these 5 principles. You follow these 5 principles. We also created an ebook for you, how to manage money and create wealth, and I want to give you a free copy of that today. If you go into the description and click that link, you can get your own copy of our Manage Money, Create Wealth ebook, and you can start looking at what really are the principles of the wealthy. And also, we have a lot of videos on this channel on how to make money, how to grow your life, how to build businesses to get to the level you truly want. So make sure you watch more videos so you continue to skyrocket your life. I'll see you in the next video.